Hey, everybody. I hope you're doing well this afternoon, this evening. I just wanted to come and just visit with you for a little while. Hope everybody is doing very, very well. Things are good here. It's rainy outside on this Sunday, and Kim is doing very, very well. I am getting there. I know I look pretty rough, but I look better now than I did before I cleaned up for this video. But we're getting there, and I appreciate your prayers. I just wanted to come and just chat with you for a little while since we didn't have service today, and wanted to just share some things from my heart with you and also to hear from you. And if you'll give me just a moment, I'm going to share this, and I'm going to ask you to consider doing the same thing, if you will. I'm going to, we're actually streaming this in a couple of different places. I am getting there from you. So I will try to keep up with the comments the best that I can. So if you have any comments or you'd like to share, let us know you're watching. Let me know you're watching, and I would appreciate that. Let me give you a personal update very quickly. Most of you know that it's been about 11 days ago now, actually 14 days ago today, that Kim and I went into quarantine because our daughter-in-law had been to our house, and we discovered they did not know when they came here, but we discovered after they were here that she had been diagnosed with COVID-19. And as a result, obviously we were around her, and so we quarantined on that Sunday afternoon 2 weeks ago, and then tested on that Wednesday, and we discovered that Kim was positive, I was negative. And so for the last 14 days, we have been quarantined. And Kim is actually, at this stage, she is officially out of quarantine. She's feeling better. She's not 100%. Any of you that have had this, you know that it's pretty tough. And it takes you a long while, I think, to recover completely. But she is feeling much, much better. So, and I'm just a couple of days, I think, away. I want you to pray specifically. I asked you to pray, I think it was yesterday, all my days run together. But I had ran a fever that had not gotten below 101.7, had gotten as high as 103.8 for 3 days. And because of that, everything that goes along with the fever, the aching, the body aches, and the lethargy, all of that, the headaches, was having to deal with those symptoms. And I put a post on Facebook. I know it seems that we post on Facebook a lot, but if you'll look at that, most of the time it's ministry or it's about our grandkids. We don't share a lot of very personal things. And I certainly try not to share personal sickness. I try to just ride that out. But I needed your prayers, and I posted that, and people began to pray. And by that afternoon, which was yesterday, really early afternoon, my fever broke. I mean, just about an hour after I posted that post, my fever broke and those symptoms left. So I'm very thankful for that. But I'm dealing with some breathing issues, and so we are getting an oxygen meter, and I'll be able to regulate that. And I believe I'm going to be fine. I just will keep an eye on that, but believe that I'm getting to the point where we'll move past this. I just wanted to, beyond that, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for everyone who's texted and called and offered to do things for us, and those who have brought food. My goodness, it has just been overwhelming. And then riding out this hurricane and being without power. When Kim was at her worst, we were without power for about 3 days, and she never complained. You know, she was at her worst during that time, and God just really helped us. Jeremy Knight and his father-in-law and Ian Finney helped us to get a generator. We did not have a generator. I will have a generator, but we did not have one. And they got us a generator. I had a window unit that gave us some air conditioning in one room, and we got through it. And I'm very thankful for the kindness of people. But my biggest burden through all of this has been for each of you. And we've had so many teams that have been out helping others. And I'm just so proud of our church. I'm so proud of all that they've done to minister to others. And today we were scheduled to have multiple teams to go out to Dauphin Island and to Loxley and also to do yard work for people that need it done. And so we had to make a decision from a church perspective. And I know that some families went on their own and helped clean up yards, and I'm glad you did. I'm thankful for that. But as a church-sponsored event, we had to cancel that late in the day yesterday, and I wanted to share a little bit of that with you, the reason and the thinking behind that. Kim and I are not the only ones with COVID-19. Now, to make it clear, we've not been to the church. It's been 2 weeks. Today is 2 weeks since we have been to church, and the doctor assured us that Kim was not contagious on that Sunday. As far as we know, from what we can trace, no one, I want to say this very clearly, no one in our congregation that we are aware of, and we have traced this pretty tightly, nobody that we're aware of has contracted COVID-19 from Oak Park Church. We've been very careful in all of our protocols and procedures and how we do church. And no one has been there who was contagious that we're aware of that was contagious when they were there. So there is not an outbreak that's happening because of the church. I want to be very, very clear about that. However, we do have several people, and let me back up and say, most of you that are watching realize that we do not have Wednesday night activities. And what that does, that buffers a 7-day window between our services. And we've made that decision several weeks ago to do that for this season. So most people have not been in church for 7 days. We chose not to have services mostly because a lot of our people do not have power still, but also because we have many people in our congregation who have COVID-19 that we're aware of. There are about at least 15 that we know of who have been diagnosed with COVID-19. And so we're praying for all of them. We're not going to tell you their names. That's up to them if they want to share that. But it's not our, I feel like it would be inappropriate for us to share their names, and we won't do that. We will let you know if you've been in contact with them. But we feel confident, again, based on what we know and who we know that has it, that there has been no exposure at the church. However, we want to take, for the sake of precaution, we want to make sure that there is no exposure. So we chose not to have service or any activities today. Now, what about next week? We don't know. It depends. And we're going to monitor this all week this week. I know I'm ready to be in church. This is the second Sunday that I've not been in church. I'll say this, other than the short time we were down back in the spring, I've never been out of church and missed church for sickness. So this has been a tough time for me. I wanted to be there so much, helping with the disaster relief and the cleanup. That's my heart, and it's just broken my heart that Kim and I have not been able to be a hands-on part of that. But anyway, it's been a tough week, but I know that God is faithful. He's going to bring us through this, and we'll monitor things this week. We will re-clean the church this week. Several things the CDC tells us. It tells us that COVID does not survive on surfaces other than just a few hours at the most. However, despite that, we're going to do a thorough commercial cleaning of our church. Sanitation will make sure that everything is clean and safe. We will continue our procedures that we've been doing, and when that time comes, we pray we'll be able to have church next weekend. That's my hope, my desire, my prayer. But just stay tuned to all of our platforms, and we'll communicate that to you and let you know for sure if we're able to do that. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for your prayers. And we're going to get through this. It's just but a lot of affliction, and God has been faithful. He's been good to us, and I know that all will be well. I see about 60 of you watching, and I hope you're sharing. It's been a little longer than I intended. I was hoping to engage some of you, but I can't see comments. I don't know if you're just not commenting or I can't see them, but I see Deborah Foster, Charlie Rice, Gabriella Woodham is watching, Catherine Irby, Tracy Adams, Kathleen Smith, Arlene Farley. I see several of you on here. But just know that we love you. We're praying for you. We'll try to communicate through Facebook, but Kim is doing much, much better. I believe she's out of the woods, and I can see that exit if I can keep this breathing going okay through the rest of this day. Then in a couple of 3 days, I'll also be released, and so I'm just believing for that. I believe that God's going to take care of us. Listen, I'll tell you this. This is kind of just something off the cuff, like this entire video has been. You know me. But I'll encourage you, if you have been around somebody, this is not spiritual, this is practical. If you have been around someone who has COVID-19, let me encourage you. I've been telling everybody to do this. I believe it was really helpful to us. Take vitamin C. I mean, loads and loads and loads of vitamin C. We've been taking about 6,000 milligrams of vitamin C each day. Take that 1,500 milligrams 3 times a day. A double dose of D3, double dose of B12, and zinc. And we've been taking that for the last couple of weeks. That does not treat COVID-19, but what it does, it rapidly boosts your immune system to be able to fight COVID-19. And while this has been a pretty rough week, we had about 3 really bad days each. And I believe that it was that kind of that mixture of vitamins and supplements that helped us to get our immune system to the place that we could begin to fight it off. And we're going to be fine. We're going to get out of this. And I'm praying for all of you who have been diagnosed, and several of you have texted me to let me know. And we can relate. We've got empathy for you, know what you're going through. But just like we're getting through it, I know you're going to get through it. So in the meantime, just stay in tune to all. Check your email. If you're on social media, obviously, if you're watching this, you probably are. If you're on social media, then keep a check on social media, keep a check on your email, and we will communicate with you moving forward our plans. At this point, I hope that we have church next Sunday. I'm praying that I'll be in the clear. I know I look bad and sound bad, but I'm much better than I was yesterday. And so I'm hoping I'll be released and have a negative test by the middle of the week, and we'll be able to move forward. And our plans are to have church next Sunday and to do it with a little tightened precautions. But we'll let you know. So stay tuned. I want to also remind you and thank you, first of all, for your giving. All of the things that we've done the last couple of weeks, whether it be feeding people in Louisiana, the work that we've done in the community following Hurricane Sally, all of the things that we've done throughout the community, feeding thousands of people, all of that is because of your generous giving. And I just want to let you know that you can give. I know we did not have church today, but I want to encourage you to continue to support your church in your giving. Right there is one way you can do that. www.opcathome.tv/give. You can also text the word give. I don't have this number, I don't think, but you can also text the word give to 251. I'm going blank. Maybe somebody can type it in the comments. But you know how to do it. You've done this before. But thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for your giving. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your prayers and your love for us. God bless you. We love you. Goodbye.